My name is Shensia. I am the Jamaican dancehall queen, a mom, aka a rebel, Shenyang, and yeah, phenomenal artist, superstar.
Andrew Holness say, much of what's saying about him are lies, so some of it must be true.
Because many of you have been hearing all kinds of things being said.
Any person with ill-gotten gains deserves to be Prime Minister. Andrew Holness must certify his 3-year statutory before the next election.
Whether it is in the social media or on your traditional media, meaning your radio, your TV, your newspaper. Much of it is just pure lie.
This man sit up and worry about social media. What you can control the information that is spreading on social media. We see the failure of your government over and over, and we're going to shout it loud to the loudest listener. Any ears, any rock will have ears, any child we can hear will hear. MrBeast, they are do more than Andrew Holness. Change his life in real fucking time, while him just sit up there doing nothing in the name of nothing.
It's just pure lie.
In this video, we are building and giving away 100 houses, and each home is going to change a family's life. Like this family, who didn't have a house to call their own.
Lie.
Because here in Jamaica, there are currently over 500,000 people living in unsafe, life-threatening conditions.
It's just pure lie.
Like this next family, whose house is so unsafe and unstable that it could literally collapse on them at any given moment.
Lie.
And they have no idea we just built them one. Take off your blindfolds and turn around. Behind you is your brand new home. Oh, I was not expecting that reaction. She is freaking out.
Lie.
While Andrew Holness there are worried about social media, you tell me say social media influencer left foreign and they are Jamaica give away 100 houses, while the Prime Minister of Jamaica is worrying about social media misinformation, while other people is leaving all the way from Woyi, see the suffering and corruption and nastiness and people living in poverty and poorness, and Andrew Holness is sitting and spending time and money and resources fear worry about blood clot social media influencers, and you people put up with this slackness while other people have to fly in and see the nastiness we are going a yard and have to chip in them own millions of dollars and give away 100 houses for help Jamaica and take it out of nasty poverty.
Well, my viewers, I wish the government of Jamaica did have a heart and mind as this man MrBeast towards the poorer class of people in Jamaica. Now me now say the Prime Minister now do for some of the people of Jamaica. Me see supporters of the Jamaican Labour Party post up this on Twitter say these are some of the houses what the Prime Minister have built and nobody talking about it. But I just wanted to make you know, my viewers and subscribers, when you might see those things on the telly and whatever say Andrew Holness a give away this and a give away that, but the news never telling you this. Like oh me the blogger I telling you this, say if you don't believe me, you go check it. You see all of them homes where Andrew Holness give away is to labor right, not to poor people. That's the difference.
With every single home we're building in this video, we're improving quality of life for families who don't have a safe space to call home. And we spent millions of dollars just on this video building these houses. Because here in Jamaica, there are currently over 500,000 people living in unsafe, life-threatening conditions. Like this next family, whose house is so unsafe and unstable that it could literally collapse on them at any given moment. So you built this place?
Yeah.
By yourself?
Yeah, I brought boards and all materials they see.
But we're on top of a mountain, so you carried all this material up this mountain.
Yep. On my head.
Wow. We knew we wanted to build this family a house, so we sent them on a mini vacation so that we had enough time to work with our partners to build them a brand new home. You're about to witness a family that lives in this house go to living in this house. And I cannot wait to see the look on their faces.
Oh my.
What you're looking at is your brand new home. The trip we sent you guys on was just a decoy, so we could have time to build this brand new house for you. You want to see the inside? Come check it out.
Whoa.
We noticed that you guys might need some new furniture, so we completely furnished your new home. Now, on top of electricity, you have a water tank for running water. We put bunk beds in this room for 2 of the kids.
Oh my.
And if you go across the hallway, you'll see your bedroom.
Nice.
With a little crib, because I heard you had a newborn.
Tyra, that's your crib. Was been really hard, and you guys changed my life.
Here's officially the deed to the house.
Thank you guys so much.
And it sucks, but some of these places that these families live are extremely unsafe and in some cases life-threatening. That's where this family currently lives. The mom was telling us that roof doesn't work.
Whenever the rain falls, the whole place flooded, all over here.
Her kids get soaked and can't sleep. And as of today, that will not happen again. We built that brand new home for you. Here's the keys.
Oh my God. I got a new house.
But of course, this was just the beginning. We were able to build home after home for...
Now as you can hear MrBeast say, there is 500,000 people living in Jamaica below the living standard, and him use his money and the social media, which the government of Jamaica should be using to help the people of Jamaica, because the social media have helped so many people out of poverty in Jamaica. How many people go on TikTok and upon this so them eat them food? So Mr. Andrew Holness now use him head, and this is why MrBeast go to Jamaica and show him. And with that in mind, with this new constitution coming up, as this man is about to show no and a set no, in the new constitution, we the people should have so much say in that constitution, because that constitution is pertaining to us. And we can't sit back and make these government make a constitution for us. We have to be fully involved in this constitution, because one of the things that should be inside the constitution is that every single Jamaican should have a plot of land, and it should be Jamaica new motto: every Jamaican deserve a piece of the pie.
So my situation is one where I've always regarded my status as being normal and not something that I should be concerned about.
President of the People's National Party, Mark Golding, says he will renounce his UK citizenship amid widespread pressure from the ruling Jamaica Labour Party and prominent figures on social media.
However, when the issue came out in the public domain, I did say that while my own view of the matter of dual citizenship is that we should be expanding rather than narrowing the scope of who can participate in our political process, even at the highest level, given the diaspora that we have as a reality, the Jamaican family being international, and we're being so dependent on our Jamaican family for the sustenance and support of our economy and our society here. And we discussed some of those issues a while ago in the discussion on economic transformation. I also said that I had to be mindful of where the Jamaican people felt about this, and if it became apparent that the view was that leaders in the parliament, or members of parliament, senators, or persons of holding high office should be exclusively Jamaican citizens, I would take that into account. And comrades, we have reached a point now where we have some data on the views of the public on this matter. And while I express my own view is on the way we ought to be going as a country in relation to this issue, I do not want my status to be something which could hold the party back, impact the party negatively, or any of our candidates who are on the road to victory in difficult seats which we're looking to win, to have any kind of disadvantage because of my status. So as a result of that, I have decided to take that issue off the table by renouncing my British citizenship.
Now, if this press release from the health minister, Daryl Vaz, who is now saying it's little too late for Mark Golding to renounce his British citizenship, doesn't tell the nation, so these people, Mark Golding British citizenship is not their problem. Cause now, them nobody want them man to renounce his citizenship. I don't know what's them problem. Hear this press release from Daryl Vaz. It's a joke.
Press release, for immediate release, Kingston, Jamaica. June 30, 2024, too little, too late, British PNP President cannot be trusted, West Portland Member of Parliament. The Jamaica Labour Party's Daryl Vaz says the British PNP President's move to bow to significant public pressure and announce that he will renounce his British citizenship is too little, too late. Vaz says it's a national disgrace that the British PNP President, who aspires to be head of government in Jamaica, hesitated for approximately 40 days since he was forced to admit his split allegiance on the issue of whether to choose Jamaican citizenship only. Vaz says it's instructive that the British PNP President only announced his intention to renounce after several calls for his resignation, weeks of obfuscation, and 2 years of not coming clean with the Jamaican people on his status. It's also noteworthy that the British PNP President announced his intention to renounce after the possibility of a parliamentary motion and court action was mooted in the public domain. The sequence of events sends the unmistakable signal that the British PNP President is not fully committed to Jamaica, but has acted in a politically expedient manner. Vaz commented, the West Portland MP says he's in no doubt that the Jamaican people will not forget the untenable and incurable hesitation of the British PNP President on the issue of whether to choose Jamaica. Mr. Vaz says the British PNP President has compounded matters by obfuscating and making several contradictory statements concerning his citizenship, including a comment in 2022 that he no longer maintains his British passport since entering representational politics. The British PNP President contradicted that statement a few days ago when he said his British passport expires this year. Mr. Vaz says the British PNP President should indicate whether he misled the country via, which was quoted in a 2022 newspaper article, in which he suggested that as soon as he became an adult he obtained a Jamaican passport. This comment was made despite word that the British PNP President only obtained a Jamaican passport in his late 40s. Mr. Vaz says it's unacceptable that the British PNP President in his published statement has not given a timetable concerning when he will act on his stated intention to renounce. Vaz says by virtue of his handling of the British citizenship fiasco that has dogged his tenure over the past few weeks, the PNP President has confirmed to Jamaicans that he is not credible and cannot be trusted.
Now, as you can see, after extreme pressure from Andrew Holness and the JLP party, Mark Golding has now decided to renounce his British citizenship, but yet still, him comes under pressure, said we from members of the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, this person named Arthur Jones posted this book, cause this must have book this long article, cause him still dissatisfied that Mark Golding has renounced his British citizenship. So as you can see from this article, this clearly shows that it's not Mark Golding British citizenship is the problem. They just discriminating against Mark Golding because Mark Golding is the opposition leader where I give Andrew Holness headache. Now, let me see if I can read this book for you so you can have even a clearer understanding of what this man named Arthur Jones saying about Mark Golding renouncing his British citizenship.
Mark Golding's decision to relinquish his British citizenship to serve in the Jamaican Parliament is fraught with ethical issues and warrants rejection. His decision, motivated by public pressure and a desire to bolster his party's election prospects, suggests a troubling prioritization of political expediency over genuine national commitment. The timing of his relinquishment only after significant public outcry raises concerns about his dedication to Jamaica. It implies that his actions are driven by political convenience rather than a sincere allegiance to the country, undermining the trust essential for leadership. His attempts to deceive the public about his citizenship status further erode confidence in his integrity and honesty, casting doubt on his transparency and suitability for the office of Prime Minister. His decision reflects a problematic approach to governance, where party interests are placed above the nation's welfare. By prioritizing his party's electoral success over a clear commitment to Jamaica, He demonstrates a self-serving attitude that is at odds with the principles of public service. In light of these issues, he should be rejected. Leaders must embody integrity and prioritize the nation's interests unequivocally, ensuring that their actions foster public trust and serve the greater good. Mark Golding has failed the moral test.
It's clear this man is delusional speaking about morals. Mark Golding has shown integrity, honesty. The man go as far as to renounce his citizenship, something where Una thought he wouldn't have done. Now me know say this again Andrew Holness said they can Andrew Holness never thought that Mark Golding would have do that, because I'm telling you honestly, how many Jamaican would do that? Now if that's not sure, so this man is a man where have honesty, integrity. I don't know what them words they mean. Hear the phone ping there. Hear the phone ping, so you know say I true me attack. Unlike Mr. Andrew Holness, who still after all these years still haven't declared his asset. Now as me I say, Mr. Andrew Holness, we the public will now make you continue in government or runs in this upcoming election until you declare your asset and show that you have integrity, show that you got honesty, show that you deserve your position. Now all of the laborites them we are talk about morals and all of these things about Mark Golding, on the first pick the beam out of phone eye before you try to pick it out of someone else. All of you are some hypocrite. You keep on dodging the question and keep on asking you. Is it good principle? Is it good morals? Is it okay? Is the Prime Minister of Jamaica above the law that he cannot declare his asset? Or you think that's, you know what I mean, is something to be hush about? Or does this man deserve to run in the upcoming election after not declaring his asset?
I made a post a couple of days about social media censorship by the government of Jamaica regarding free speech. And it is funny because I was labeled a PNP activist. I was told what to do with my mother, etc. And the fact is, I may not have liked it or liked these comments, but these are exactly the speech that we need to protect in Jamaica. Let us speak truth to power and speak truth to ignorance. We should never allow any government to dictate what we say. That is our fundamental rights. And it's in our constitution, as flawed as it is. And this is exactly why the slave masters did it in the past to our ancestors. They used fear and intimidation. These are the same slave masters who continue to pollute the minds of our people and the minds of our youth. And they do this through fake news, through the mainstream media. I would say, Mr. Holness, you can continue to censor the mainstream media and leave us with our free speech. Leave us alone with our free speech. You said you have the technology to track individuals on social media. And I hope it's being done legally or with a warrant. Now, this is my question. How come this technology that you have is not used to track criminals? The ones committing the crime in Jamaica and making Jamaica look bad abroad. Why can't you calibrate that technology to catch the criminals? What, the technology only works for civil violations and not criminal violations? Let me explain something to those who are watching my post. A free nation has never complied their way out of tyranny. Never. Because we're sovereign citizens. And for too long, we have allowed those puppet masters to control our politicians in Jamaica on both sides of the aisle. And they have divided us close to 80 years. What do we have to show for it? We still have division. We still have color. We still have acronyms. How does that benefit the Jamaican people who are trying to provide for their families? Let me touch on the PNP a little bit because people think I'm a PNP. During the early 1990s, the PNP government deregulated the financial system to create an increase in our foreign exchange because we didn't have any. We're in the negative at Bank of Jamaica. And we saw how that devalued the Jamaican currency. Inflation skyrocketed. So they created FinSec, the Financial Sector Adjustment Company Limited. And that was created to bail out failing banks, failing insurance companies, individual deposits, small businesses, etc. And lest we forget, this was one of the worst financial crises, if not the worst financial crisis that Jamaica has ever seen. So I would say to Mr. Mark Golan, what are your policy statements as it relates to corruption and crime in Jamaica? What will the PNP do for Jamaicans? And don't try to hide behind the failures of the JLP. Because you're not saying anything. You're just hiding and hoping that the people is going to vote him out. And then you just was right in. We're not just going to usher you in. It doesn't work like that. Because most Jamaicans right now are too savvy to fail for politics. What speech and freedom of expression will your administration protect? And one other thing I wanted to address, and it has bothered me for a while, is when you, Mr. Mark Golan, had a chain around a Rastaman's neck, as if you're going to be Moses for us. What was that all about? This was so distasteful because my father is a Rastaman, to say the least, that you're acting just like your forefathers. They put the chain around our neck and you're trying to take it off? Why do we need a white man to remove the chains from around our necks? I think you owe the Jamaican people an apology because we're not stupid. And that's why we need a new constitution to create checks and balances in the legislative branch, the judicial branch, and the executive branch of government in Jamaica. We need fixed election dates. We need term limits for an executive president. And that president should be voted on or for by the people. We need to remove the governor general because all that person does is represent the monarchy and not Jamaica. We need the full participation of our people in a referendum to change the constitution. And for those of you who are watching the post and you cannot see beyond color, orange or green, or acronyms, JLP and PNP, and you try to define Jamaicans by labeling us, well, let me say something to you. We can get you some crayons and some coloring paper. Yeah, because that's what you need. You see people in color, and you need to change that mentality. One Jamaica, I say.
Andrew, are you come for? You need to come down. Listen to me, man.
AKA Rebel, Shenyang, and yeah, a phenomenal artist, superstar. I think I finally got the courage to chase my dream when I had my son. The birth of my son, he gave me the courage to be like, yo, it doesn't even matter if people think that I'm good or not, or if I think that I'm good or not. I'm just going for it. I'm chasing it. And at the age of 19, that's when I blew up. Dancehall is what put my foot in the game. You know, I've always wanted to become a singer, mainly like pop, R&B, just to sing. And my people in Jamaica, they were like, no, start out with dancehall first because this is what's going to get you the recognition in this country. You have to blow here first before you can think of anywhere else. And I did that and it worked. And to my surprise, I think that dancehall really helped me with my pen game. I used to listen to dancehall artists a lot during high school, and I was like, yo, these metaphors, these similes, they're so fire. You know, the play on words, the energy, the aggression, the attitude especially. Like when we speak and we DJ and we sing like in a dancehall vibe, you have to have the attitude and a gritty voice, you know? So I think I love dancehall because it's so energetic, it's so fun, it's so free, it's raunchy, it's sexy, it gets you moving, and it inspires so many different genres. America and everywhere else in the world, they're bringing up to speed now with the new dancehall that's coming out. So I'm pretty excited about that. You know, we deserve it.